if I could think of one ethnicity or place in the world that might be the complete antithesis of a vegan, it's probably French. So you are, cooking dense stuff, right? And it's gooey and syrupy and very dairy-ish, milky, buttery, cheesy. And you actually, correct me if I'm wrong, went vegan after Derrick due to chronic health issues that you were having. Is that correct? What I didn't know this before until I read up on you. What was going on with your health?
So I thought that I was eating healthy just because I eat, a lot of salads, and I eat all my food is organic. Mm-hmm. But I never looked at, my whole plate of different cheeses and crackers and pepper jellies that I would have at a sitting for a lunch was ever an alarm for unhealthy. Like I'm the girl that's like extra sour cream, extra cheese, extra, any kind of extra dairy. But I never drank milk. Weird. I've always drank soy almond milk since a baby because I had like some type of allergy as a child. But this is why I connect so well with people. We never correlate the things that are going on in our life to health issues. Like, okay, I don't drink dairy, but the cheese that I eat is okay. That's how a lot of people think. Mm-hmm. I was one of them. So I have so much patience for people. And at that time, I did not have a digestive system. And what I mean by that, I could take handfuls of laxatives, whatever would get my digestion going, I would take it. I remember once taking up to 15 pills, and Derrick looked at me like, I don't think you should do that. That can cause any harm and so much harm. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, Derrick, this does nothing to me. I take all of them and still nothing happened. I went to every doctor. I went to holistic doctors, naturopaths, applied kinesiologists, you name it. And no one could figure out what it was. They were like, oh, maybe you need to up your magnesium. Oh, you're missing a vitamin, blood work, all that. Everyone looked at me because I'm thin and exterior, I look totally fine. You're healthy. Nothing's wrong with you. And I'm like, listen, I can count down. There were times, it was 2 weeks where I could not go to the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
2 weeks. And that is with taking handfuls of laxatives and all of that. And my body was just laughing at that. So at the time I was struggling with that, and Derrick was going plant-based. I'm making 2 meals. I'm making him his meals, and I'm making me and the kids something, which could be just seared chicken breast and vegetables or a sweet potato. It wasn't crazy, but keep in mind I still have dairy in my diet. I'm drinking coffee with, milk in it. I'm still having all these issues. I go plant-based, and I tell Derrick, I'm just going to try it. It's not going to hurt. And I never intended to be plant-based. And I tell everybody that from day one. I never in a million years said I would be plant-based. I went plant-based, and I did it for a week, and I literally was like waking up using the bathroom. Like eating meals, drinking water, using the bathroom. And I'm like, Derrick, like, what's going on? My body is responding to this. And I realized I couldn't go back because what I made my body think is normal was not normal. And when I took all that dairy out of my diet and took all the meat out, and I woke up with a burst of energy every day, I said, wow, this is what God intended my body to feel like. Mm-hmm. What it was feeling like the other day or in the past, I was pushing through unhealthy.
Here we are on the Plant-Based Show talking about poop because we talk about, it just comes up because we poop a lot as vegans.
And also a lot of people in America have issues with constipation. So yours is not an unusual story, Charity. I'm sure you've heard a lot of people say the same thing. So you also, I read, gave up coffee because you had so much natural energy, and you lost 20 pounds when you became vegan.
So I gave up coffee at the time, and still now once in a while I'll go 1 week off, 2 weeks off, But I realized my issue with coffee, and I don't do it for energy. I love the taste and the smell of it. So sometimes I'll just go and get a decaf. And the weight that I lost wasn't like, oh, I lost fat. I lost inflammation. I went to my applied kinesiologist, and she was feeling on like just my stomach area. And she's like, whoa, your kidneys aren't swollen anymore. And I'm like, what do you mean? She was like, all of your inflammation that I've been feeling in your body for the last 3 years is gone. What are you doing different? And I forgot to tell her I went plant-based. I was just like, regular routine check. And I was like, oh, doctor, I forgot to tell you. I went plant-based. And she said, she just had this look on her face, and she has this French accent. She says, whatever you're doing, don't stop, because your body has responded so well to it. And that weight was actual inflammation. My body was just on fire. Everything was just swollen.
I think it's important to bring up that we know that 65% of the world's population cannot tolerate the milk from another species, in this case, cow's milk, because of a couple of different reasons. One is the lactase that we can't digest right, or people have a full-blown allergy. And the percentages are very high in some ethnicities, 95% of Asian, 87% of people of African descent, 76% of Latinos. Those are really high. So there's a lot of people running around or cramping around with, runny nose, waking up, stopped up, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, all of these symptoms that they're using pills like you were to eliminate or try to help them, go to the bathroom. And this one change is fixing everything for so many people. And it's easy to try. I mean, it is one of those things that you can do in 1 week or maybe even 4 or 5 days. Just give it a go and see if you feel better, right? It's not going to hurt you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Hey, folks. Okay. Back by very popular demand is our plant-powered plate fridge magnet, which you are going to receive for free if you leave us a rating and a review on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. So here are the details. Just write your quick review. Does not need to be long, does not need to be a whole story. Just be honest and speak from the heart. Then take a quick screenshot of the review you wrote and email it to us at podcast@switchforgood.org. That's podcast@switchforgood.org. And include your mailing address so we can send you a power plate. We are doing this because the more reviews we garner, the higher we go in search results, which means more folks will learn about our podcast. So the power is in your hands. Leave us a review, and zoom, your power plate arrives at your doorstep.
So thank you so much for tuning in today. If we helped you in any way, then click the subscribe button and let's keep hanging out together. We have so much more to share with you.
And if you need more information on actually making the switch for good, please visit us at switchforgood.org for loads of info. And you can subscribe to our mailing list where you will receive all sorts of super cool gifts, discount codes to our very fave dairy-free products, and a lifetime of powerful health tips.
So join us on the journey to switch for good. This is the future.